Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're doing good. So I have something I want to share with you today, and it's about what's going on in Congo. I'm saying here right now that I lend my voice to Congo to find peace of mind and to find that they can live in their own country. The problems of the world is between the rich and the poor. And what's going on in Congo is a very, very clear example of what's going on in the world. So it's not a war of races. People think racism is a problem going on in the world. It's not a war of religion. It's not a war of sexual orientation. It's not a war of culture. The world's elites, they are the ones causing the mayhem and the problem in the world. Don't be deceived anymore. And this is especially for those of us in the West. Now, Congo, just go on research online, go on the internet, go on social media. There's so much going on. Children, women, men are being used to go and scavenge for this mineral that's in this country called cobalt. And they're telling you today they want to change the world where we're turning from one type, we're going green. But at whose expense? At the expense of people in Congo because of cobalt. Because people's blood are being exchanged for the comfort of the rest of the world. And I can tell you about this because I have been in this same scenario before. I have experienced it. I come from Ogoni, a place in Nigeria. And what was our crime? We had oil, crude oil in our ground. And then the whole Shell in particular, followed by the Nigerian government, made it their business to alienate, to destroy Ogoni, because they wanted to take that crude oil on the ground for their own personal purposes, which we all know. And there was this massive crisis that went on in Ogoni land in the 1990s. And Ken Saro-Wiwa, who stood for the fight for the Ogoni people, was brutally murdered through hanging with the rest of the people that were with him. 9 Ogoni people were killed through hanging. Till today that I speak with you, nothing tangible has happened in Ogoni land. Yet blood was spilled all over that community. And that's what's happening right now in Congo. Congo has been going on for decades, and everyone's ignored it because there are massive companies behind this genocide going on. I mean, they would like to pretend to you and use their mass media to tell lies to the world. And they will make you believe that something is wrong with these places. These people don't have governments. These people don't know how to govern themselves. This is the story they tell about Africa. And they constantly oppress any government that wants to take care of the people, and they make sure that they continue to remain in these countries forever. These are multinationals. These are corporations. It's always about their greed. They're like, in a community, there's no peace, because multinationals want to grab every natural resource in that place. That is, and I have a book here. It's not like a book. It's called The New Colonialism. And the organization that's behind this is called War on Want. When I came across this document, I was in tears. This is what is going on in Africa. The companies that are behind these murders, this genocide, these killings are multinationals. They just want profit for their people. They go into Africa, they give the impression that Africa is so behind, so barbaric, has no nothing, it's poor, these poor Africans. But they are the ones going there. Their sole purpose is to keep Africa in continuous darkness. And when people begin to follow the green pastures from these countries, and what do you hear? Immigration. There are migrants in our countries. They're giving us grief. They're taking our jobs. And then they bring in the race card. And then they bring in the unemployment card. They bring the ignorance card. And they bring all kinds of nonsense. The case of Congo is Glencoe. and then of course followed by United States, and followed by China, and followed by major corporations like you name it, Tesla, Apple, Samsung, and all their shareholders. And these people have been named and shamed across everywhere, making people poor at the expense of them getting massively rich. And well, you see poor children hungry, begging for food. Look at what's happening right now. Cost of living crisis. And then you then hear charities coming together and putting little pennies together to try and help people who are desperate. But the problem is not, it is not down to charities. It is down to governments. Because like Martin Luther King said, anybody who sees evil and keeps quiet, you're complicit. You're encouraging the madness going on. Everyone is just socially unhappy. Mental health is at the highest. What is the cause of this? Greedy elites. Horrible companies who don't care about the well-being of another human being. And then a world is meant to be so richly blessed is kept in constant poverty. Where is the world going? This is where the problem is. The problem is the governments of the world. I'm making my business to research and investigate and ask questions. This is what we all need to do right now. We need to inform ourselves. We need to educate ourselves. We need to be guided and not allow them to keep using us like we're fools, because we're not. The history of the past tells us over and over again that everything that we're dealing with starts from greed. There's a book here that I've read on Sapiens, it's called, and it's about human history. And like I said earlier, all life started from Africa. All life is no longer a dispute. All life started from Africa. And in addition to that book, I recently bought this one called An African History of Africa by a lady called Zainab Badawi. She has loads of program on African history on YouTube. These people break it down to what the world was before we got here. How it started from Africa and how people just lived regular lives where there was no amassing of wealth. It was just move from place to place and eat what you see on the day. Today, look at the world we live in today. One man will own half of the world. One man will own, and where do you go with that when you've got all of that? Because when life is over, it's over. They do these things just to destroy other existence. They do not want other people to survive. I feel this pain because I am a mother and I have relatives who are asking for support from me. And I need support. Everyone needs support right now. Cared about humanity. Would you be going to people's countries and destroying it so that the people feel helpless and they need you now to survive? They hear as many voices as possible condemning these things they're doing. We could have a better world. And we could all live happily together. There's enough wealth in the world to cover everyone. Some of the movies I look at that bring these messages home. I don't know if you watch this movie, Blood Diamond. It begins to give you ideas about how wicked these people are. This man who talked in this new colonialism, Mark Curtis, he explains a web of deceit. My message here is, we should all lend our voice to create a better world. All of us. There's no point putting wealth all in one place and leaving the rest of the world in destitution, in desperation, in poverty. Enough is enough. We deserve a better world, all of us. So I will keep ranting about these stories because I know so much about them. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And please, if this message resonates with you, leave your comments. Let's talk about these things. Share it with your friends. See you in the next video.